The trial of Socrates is about the great philosopher Socrates, who goes to court for insulting the gods with his ideas and explanations about the world. In the end, Socrates accepts his punishment, which is death, so he drinks a poisonous beverage which kills him. Socrates dies believing that death will free his spirit.
Socrates was one of the most famous citizens of Athens, once powerful Greek city that had been defeated by its enemies. Socrates had been a brave and competitive soldier in his youth. He owned a small home and inheritance and did not work for a living. He spent most of his adult life wandering the streets discussing politics, the meaning of life, religion, philosophy, and current events. He upset the political leaders and public officials of Athens because many of the questions he asked either made fun of them or challenged their decisions. He's been brought to trial before a group of 500 young citizens who will serve as his judges and determine his fate.
One of your fellow citizens, serving as his judge, charge you against your deeds. First, you are accused of believing who have protected Athens throughout our history. Secondly, you are charged with corrupting the young people of Athens with your ideas. You understand the charges.
I understand the charges, but not why I've been charged.
Is it not true that you often criticize the actions of the government and the leaders of Athens? You constantly speak to all manners of citizens, residents, and even slaves about the issue of the dead, and you are extremely critical. You disparage the motives of the leaders of our great city. How do you believe?
I was a soldier throughout the wars of my youth when Athens fought Sparta and the other Greek city-states allied against us. Our failure to win was partially due to the self-interest of our leaders and lack of military skill of those men. Many of the officials of Athens looked to their own interests rather than to the welfare of all. They desire re-election, extra profits for their businesses, more slaves, and warfare with all our enemies.
You all heard his words. He still demeaned the great men who went on a secret.
Of course. Aeneas and Miletus both consider themselves part of the brilliant corps of leaders who claim to represent the people.
I have heard you insult the gods of Greece on any number of occasions. We have been defeated by our enemies because of the impidity and disbelief of you and your followers. You have encouraged the young men of this city to distrust and be disrespectful of the gods. Do you deny that you follow another god?
I do not disrespect any god, but I don't believe in the god said to be residing on Mount Olympus. They do not even agree with each other on most things, if you listen to the priests. I do believe in one powerful God of the universe. I follow a voice within myself that helps me determine right from wrong. I trust my inner voice more than anything else.
You can hear the blasphemy with your own ears. How does a man hear voices unless he's drunk?
Even the oracle at Delphi, who was in touch with the gods, told me there was no man wiser than Socrates. Are you the wisest man of all?
I don't believe the oracle. I'm not a wise person. I just love wisdom. I know nothing compared to the whole of what can be learned. I seek wisdom from every person I meet. I'm a philosopher. The meaning of philosophy is to love knowledge, and knowledge leads to wisdom. Sometimes. We should immediately go in search of a man more intelligent than I to prove the gods are wrong.
His very words insult the gods.
My teacher Socrates believes that the only way to find truth is to believe you know nothing. This is not to insult the god, intelligent man I've ever known.
Socrates, do you wish to throw yourself on the mercy of these judges and possibly save your own life?
If I wished to seek mercy, I would have brought my wife and children to beg for me. I did not choose to do so.
It's a good thing he didn't bring his wife. She is forever nagging and screaming at the poor man in her loud, thundering voice. One time she set a jug of water over the door and it fell on his head. Of course, Socrates made a joke of it. He said it always rains after it thunders.
You've also been accused of disrespect toward Athens. Are you a true citizen of Athens?
I'm not just a citizen of Athens, or even Greece. I'm a citizen of the world.
That is nonsense. No one can be with us or against us.
You ignore your wife and do no work. Everyone has heard the loud and continuous complaints about your wife.
This is true. If you marry a nagging woman, you may become a philosopher.
You can be found daily wandering the streets talking to people, especially idle youth. Your endless questions disturb the peace of their unsettling minds. These questions are discussed by many people and sow dissension among the people. You challenge the very political system you live under. Your remarks will stir up insurrection and revolt among slaves and people without property. You have offended most of the powerful people of Athens with your endless questions.
If I do not question, I cannot learn. My purpose in life is to seek what I do not know and spread what I do know to others. Do you, all of you, feel ashamed at what you do not know? The very soul of man seeks knowledge.
We have heard enough of this man's testimony. His own words condemn him. Let the judges be counted.
A total of 281 who were judges in the trial of Socrates voted for his guilt on the charge of disrespect for the gods. The punishment was death, but often exile from the city was offered instead.
You asked for exile from Athens instead of death sentence that has been handed down?
No, I believe in the law, even when it is wrong. The law is not perfect, but it must guide the way I live. Today you may judge me, but in the future...
A good fortune to have been born in Socrates' lifetime, and to have been his student. He is the most honorable man.
Peacefully believing that death would free his spirit.
No more shots, everybody. Good cut. Good. Archimedes' bath is about a person named Archimedes, who is asked by the king of Athens to find out if his crown is made of pure gold or if he has been cheated. In the end, the crown is fake. Also, Archimedes is doing math problems in the sand, and a soldier from the war comes over. Archimedes gets married.
Archimedes was considered the greatest natural philosopher of his age. He studied many aspects of nature, science, and mathematics. Using meters, Archimedes developed weapons that started fires in enemy ships. He is credited with inventing weapons that started fires in enemy ships. He's also credited with inventing the Archimedes screw, which uses circular motion to make water rise from a lower level to a higher one, so crops could be irrigated. In this scene, he had just raised to the king's palace from the death carrying a golden crown.
Eureka, I've got it, I know the answer. Eureka, I found it, I gotta go see the king, now.
He's found it.
Where does Archimedes go now?
I didn't know anything was lost.
Well, I must have lost his clothes.
The ladies followed Archimedes into the court of King Syracuse. There are several other ladies, courtiers, soldiers, and a craftsman.
Go.
Very poor form, don't you think? Even the great Miletus, Archimedes, favorite of the king, should wear some decent clothes when he comes to the court.
Indeed, my good friend, it looks like he left his bath and forgot his clothes. Not for the first time, I might add.
Your Majesty.
My friend Archimedes, the greatest natural philosopher of all of humans. It is always good to see you. Did you possibly forget something to wear?
Yes.
Well, no matter, see here my crown. Has you solved the problem, friend Archimedes? Has the crown gold, or has it been craftsmen who cheated me?
Yes, Your Majesty, I was in my bath, you see.
You noticed.
While looking at the water, Your Majesty, the whole solution came to me in one flash of instruments. It was surely a stroke of genius.
Everything's a flash to Archimedes.
Yes, but he's brilliant. But I was a little careful about dressing properly.
Let me demonstrate. Notice that when I dip the crown into the urn full of water, the water overflows. Archimedes has found that water overflows when you put something into it. Even an idiot knows that. You see, when I put lead, gold, wood, silver has different mass and a different density. And gold, very poor form, don't you think? Even the great Archimedes, favorite of the king, so wears Venetian clothes when he goes to the court.
Indeed, my good friend. Looks like he really left his bath and forgot his clothes. Not for the first time, I might add.
Your Majesty.
My friend Archimedes, the great natural philosopher in all Greece, it is always good to see you. Did you possibly forget something to wear?
Oh
here, yes, so it seems.
Well, no matter, I see you on my crown. Has you solved the problem, friend Archimedes? Is the crown pure gold, or has the craftsman cheated me?
Yes, Your Highness. You see, I was in my bath,
We noticed.
and while bathing in the water, Your Majesty, the whole solution came to be in one flash of insight. It is certainly extraordinary.
Everything is always a flash of light with Archimedes.
Yes, but he is brilliant, although he's a little casual about dressing properly.
Let me demonstrate. Notice when I dip the crown into the urn full of water, the water overflows.
Archimedes has found that water overflows when you put something into it. Even an idiot knows that.
See, each material, gold, silver, lead, wood, has a different mass and weight and different density. So gold makes a certain amount of water overflow. Silver makes a different amount of water overflow. And so too.
Indeed, that
This block of pure gold, the same amount of gold supposed to be in your crown, makes this amount of water overflow.
Archimedes used a large urn in the court to demonstrate the displacement of water by the block of gold in the crown.
Observe, when your crown is dipped into the full container of water, much less water overflows.
But Your Majesty, the shape of the crown.
The shape doesn't matter, only the amount of gold matters.
does me what I think this means.
The crown, Majesty, is not made of pure gold, but rather a base of cheaper metals, as you suspect.
But this is not proof, it's only Archimedes.
The craftsman lied to you, as you suspected. You cheated.
But,
I have spent hours in my bath comparing the amount of water displaced and spilled by gold and silver and the base of metals. The same amount of gold always spills the same amount of water. This crown is not pure gold. It is a fake.
Your Majesty, as brilliant as Archimedes is said to be, he may be mistaken.
Who else can make water primal too? Who else has invented great pulleys and levers so that two men can move two objects that would defeat after 20 minutes? Who else has invented great war machines to destroy our Roman enemies?
But, Your Highness, it's only missing a little gold, as you saw yourself. What is so little gold to a man who owns so much?
The thief who steals a little will steal more next time. Guard!
2 armed soldiers positioned themselves on either side of the craftsman. The king made a very obvious sign with his hand across his neck. The soldiers laughed and put his hand on the sword. Archimedes went to work for the king for many years. He was admired by many kings and leaders of his time, for sure. The Roman general who attacked the king of Syracuse and eventually conquered his city gave very specific orders to the soldiers to bring Archimedes to him unarmed. During the battle, Archimedes was working on math problems in the sand behind his home. A Roman soldier was in his life. Archimedes asked him to move, and the soldier killed him.